In India, we don't dream of eating food without chilies. In fact, eating food without chilies is like having a childhood without any candy. Let me share with you a personal story. When I first came to America, on the flight, I had never realized till I came that there can be food without any seasoning, without any chili powder. And on the flight, they served me the food, typical food, and I kept saying, "Can I have some seasoning?" And all they gave me was salt and pepper. Believe me, my tongue was craving for red chilies when I first landed in America. So what I did was I kept my bags and I took a slice of bread, put some butter on it, and put chili powder on it, and then ate it. That was how much I was craving. Well, things have changed, and I have changed, and I have reduced my chili intake. But I have to tell you about this really dynamite chutney, which one of our dear family friend enjoys. This dear family friend comes from a small village in India who has farms and acres of land which grows only chilies. And this is a chutney which he enjoyed every single day as a child. And it is a very rustic chutney. This chutney is enjoyed by the peasants, by the farmers every day with a chapati or Indian bread, and it is had with a raw onion. So all they eat is a raw onion, this dynamite chutney, and the Indian bread. Let me share with you how it's made. So you heat a pan, heat a little plate, and add some oil to it, and add whole green chilies to it. Remove the top of it and roast it. Now, when I was reading about chilies, another very interesting observation is the richer people usually eat less chili than the poorer people, than people who are not well off. And that happens to be in Mexico and in India. And you add just one garlic pot. What I'm doing is I'm just sauteing the green chilies so that it has developed some blisters. I have to warn you, this chutney is not for the faint-hearted. It is very, very spicy. And this chutney is used as a relish. It's not used in a spoonful, maybe just a little bit in everyday meals. Okay, now that you see the blisters developing, you turn off the heat and remove all this. And take a mortar and pestle and add it to it. Add some salt and some lime juice, a little bit of lime juice, not too much. And all you do is just make a sort of coarse puree. You don't have to make a fine puree. Now, if you were to use your blender, you have to just use it in the pulse mode. But ideally, what you use it in is a mortar and pestle. And the name for this chutney is tetsa. Tetsa basically means just coarsely grinding. So you don't have to have a fine paste. And here it is. Now, what do I use this for? I always have it handy in my house, and I add it when something needs a little zest. Like if a salsa is very bland, if it's mild, I add a half a spoonful of this and mix it with it. If a sauce needs a little spicing, I add it to it. If a curry is a little bland, I go ahead and add this. But what I like to add for appetizer is add just a little bit to sour cream and mix it well. So you see the sour cream sort of mellows down this flavor, but just does not make it bland. It has a little zing to it, but you can tolerate it. So this is a little dip that you can have, and it can be served with pita bread and a tiny bit of salt. So here you have a very traditional, very rustic recipe of green chili, which has been just roasted in a little bit of oil, little garlic, and some cumin seeds. It's dynamite. Be careful when you're eating. You do not eat in large quantities. You just take a little lick out of it, I should say, not too much.